Good afternoon, YouTubers. T-Square here with T-Square Talks. Hope everybody's having a great day. Got a great video planned out for you about a question that somebody asked, and I've heard this question asked before, and so you guys are going to really enjoy this video. The question, basically in real short, is if people don't want silver now, the average people in society, the sheeple, I'll call them for now, or the just unawakened people don't want silver now, what makes you think they're going to want it for food when shit hits the fan? And so that was pretty much sums up the question. It was from a buddy of his. He's a stacker, his buddy's not, and it's a good point. It really is. And I've heard this question before, and so I thought this would be a great topic to answer. If you guys enjoy this video, please make sure you take a quick minute, hit that thumbs up button for me. It really helps out the channel. We're trying to push to 10K, and leave me a comment. Let me know what you guys think and how you would answer this if you were making the video. So the question, when shit hits the fan, why would anybody want silver? If they didn't want it before, what makes you think they would want it now? So here's the thing. I'm going to use me for example. Before anything has ever happened, there was a time that I could not stand silver. I thought the people that bought this stuff were nuts. I had a buddy of mine, I was stationed in the Middle East. A lot of people buy gold and silver out there in Dubai and some of the Middle Eastern places. They buy it, it's tax-free. They can send it home to their family, have them put it up for them for when they get back. It happens a lot in the military. You would be surprised. And I had someone tell me about this while I was stationed over there. He took half of his paycheck and bought gold and silver. Gold at $400 an ounce, silver at $5 an ounce, send it back home to his family. And he said, when I get out of the military, I'll have real physical money. I laughed at that. I was in the dot-coms, huge in the stock market. I was putting every penny I could squeeze in the stock market, my signing bonus, and as much of my paycheck as I could. And I got lucky. I got out just before it crashed, only because I was buying my first house and did not want to take on all that extra debt. So I sold my stocks, and there lied my down payment and a good portion of my house. Okay, so I was against it. I was a sheeple. I wasn't awakened yet. There's a lot of people like that in the world still today. They haven't heard about it. I was lucky. I heard about it from someone that was a stacker, a prepper, and I just wasn't awake. I was with the rest of mainstream. There's a lot of them people out there. Since then, there's more stackers now than there were back then. There's more preppers now than there were back then. If you were one of the early ones to get in, I know we got a lot of people on the channel that were stacking and prepping 20 years ago. Believe it or not, you got a heck of a deal on gold and silver. However, years later, I thought it was dumb at $400 an ounce gold and $5 an ounce silver, but yet I think it's great today at $2,000 an ounce gold and $25 an ounce, if I'm lucky to find that, silver. I woke up. In the last 20 years, I have woken up. And how did I wake up? Because I talked to more people about it. Finally, I decided to pull the trigger and start reading about it. You will never know something's real until you actually pick up a book or watch a video or listen to people and really think about what is being said. When I did this, I found out, you know what? The numbers don't make sense. With how much silver is coming out of the ground each year compared to how much gold there is coming out of the ground, there's no way that the price ratio should be 80 to 1 like it is right now. It definitely shouldn't be 126 to 1 like it was years ago. It's crazy, the stuff that we are fed. The propaganda, the information, it's all designed to keep you away from gold and silver. Why? Because gold and silver is real money. Now, with that being said, if people are blinded now, what's stopping them? What's going to wake them up? Essentially, it comes down to that. It's going to take basically them seeing something or them researching something. When the dollar collapses or shit hits the fan, or as Canadian Prepper likes to say it, when the shizzy hits the fizzy. I really like that term. When that happens, people will wake up. They're going to see it. When they all of a sudden are talking on the news about how silver went from $25 an ounce to $100 an ounce, they get scared. They try to buy some and they can't, and then, they're just going with the flow. What do? That's it. Gold and silver is an insurance policy for when things get bad. When things are going good, people don't pay attention to gold and silver. Because it's not about wealth preservation, it's about wealth generation. You're trying to make as much money as you can when times are good. The question is, are you going to spot the flip before it happens? Because when the flip happens, you're going to have a very hard time selling your position in cryptos, your position in collectibles, your position in stocks, and switching into precious metals. Smart money has already moved into it at that point. They've already driven the price up. What's really going to happen is once it all starts collapsing, you're probably going to hear people that are shells, I'll call them, Jim Cramer, some of these other, Dave Ramsey, telling you, well, you're foolish if you're selling now, you're foolish. The market took a big hit. Why would you sell? You got to be in it for the long run. You need to put more money in it. And so some people will. People won't pay attention to it. They're going to talk bad about this. Why? You know what? I hate to say it. There are people out there that want everything for themselves. And if there's only so much silver, if I can talk 100 people out of it, that's more chances that I'm going to get more for myself. Because that's how the world is. But people will wake up. They're going to see it get bought up, and now there's none. And when there's at that point, you're going to have to pay even higher and higher numbers. And when them numbers continue to climb, all of a sudden, everything collapses. The dollar becomes worthless. Let's say the power grid goes down. The shizzy hits the fizzy. However you want to word it. That's it. And then all of a sudden, you're struggling to feed your family. If you don't have silver, you probably most likely weren't a prepper. I won't say that people get into prepping before silver or silver before prepping. However, I will say a lot of people that prep have both. They prep silver and gold. They prep food and water and other resources. But you're going to want to find some sort of a way. Like I said in yesterday's video, you butcher a cow and you can only use 100 meat. You have no way to save the other 300-400 pounds. What do you do with that extra meat? Maybe you shot a deer. What do you do with it? You can't use it all. You can't save it. You got to either give it away, sell it, okay, or trade it. So let's cancel out the sell it. If you sell it, you ain't taking dollars. Not when you know they just collapsed. Well, look at Venezuela. Wheelbarrows and there's so much money, it's all over the streets. It's like trash. People just throwing their money in the streets. So that leaves you trade it or for food, or trade it for precious metals. Okay, food comes in handy, but not everybody is going to have a bunch of food at that point. Maybe if one guy has a bag of rice, you have a deer that you just butchered, and I have this bar of silver. There's a couple things that you might do. You might trade some to him, some to me. You might realize that there's a lot of people out there that essentially will want some sort of sound money. At a certain point, the system comes back online, and when it does, it usually reverts back to sound money, because people ain't going to trust a fiat currency again when the first one collapsed. They're going to know that this is long-term wealth at that point. It will be talked about. They will see people using it. It's hard to convince someone that already has made up their mind. So in the comment that the person wrote, they said that their buddy showed them a video where the guy was trading on the streets of California. with a 10-ounce bar of silver. That's why I'm holding this. And he had a stack of candy bars. Hey, would you like a free bar of silver or a free candy bar? And everybody took the candy bar. Everybody probably in this community has seen that video. Yeah, the YouTuber that made them videos had a lot of cool videos. A $50 gold coin at Taco Bell, they wouldn't use it. They wouldn't accept it as $50 because they knew they would have had to give $49 in change back, and they didn't trust the coin because they didn't believe it was real or whatever the case may be. There's always going to be situations like that. However, at that point, when them videos were made, there weren't as many stackers out there. We didn't have Wall Street Silver. We didn't have the whole Wall Street Bets group. We didn't have it talked about as much as it is today. And essentially, no one really seen in our lifetime countries collapse yet. It wasn't until Venezuela really plunged that people got a good firsthand look at what could happen. Venezuela was one of the top countries in South America, and all of a sudden, they're the poorest. What do you think happened? And now they're trading jewelry for food. Why would people accept it? Because somewhere else in the world, people want gold and silver. And if it's unless it's a worldwide event, which, it's probably not likely that it's going to go down like that. It could. It's more likely that something will happen, the dollar will collapse, or something will happen in a specific country. I mean, tell that to the people in Ukraine. Tell that to the people in Venezuela. Tell that to the people that were in Weimar, Germany, Zimbabwe, Libya, any of these countries that have already dealt with this. They've all wanted gold and silver. Why? Because gold and silver will get you out of the country. You go to a border checkpoint, you have a half ounce of gold, you say, let me through, and I will get you another half ounce of gold in a week. You got to trust me a little bit. I'm giving you half of it now, half of it later. They could say no and take your half ounce of gold, but if there's a chance that I can get some more later, I'd probably just let you go through. You know what? Who's going to know? My buddy that's working with me at the gate, the checkpoint, they're going to let you go. Maybe you got, maybe you just need some food or water. You tell someone, you whisper to the right person, hey, look, I know these people are in line just to get the bare minimum. If you let me get a little extra, I'll throw you this 1 ounce silver coin. Just let me double up on my stuff. I'm picking it up for somebody else. There's all kinds of things that could go down. And people in other countries are going to want it. People that already know what it's worth are going to definitely want it. And essentially, preppers are going to have a lot of resources because we were prepped and prepared for this. That's why I tell you guys, something as simple as a 50-pound bag of beans, a 50-pound bag of rice is going to go a long way if the grocery stores shut down, if there's no oil or gas in the country. Why? Because maybe we used up our strategic stockpile reserve, supposedly maybe at this point, and countries no longer want our dollars. Well, what do they want instead? Well, they're probably going to want gold and silver at that point. And will the government have it? Well, who knows if they have it. But I can tell you this, businesses will find a way to get it. Big industrial companies will find a way to get it because they can take the gold and silver from the people, send it to another country, bring in rice, trade the rice for the people so they turn in their gold and silver. Well, not everybody's a stacker, so what makes you think they're all going to have gold and silver? They're not. But you know what? Everybody probably has a wedding band, jewelry, earrings, all that stuff. It doesn't matter what kind of gold you have. If it's gold, it's gold. I'll take an ounce of gold from you, or I'll take a wedding band from you. That's going to be people's attitudes. They're not going to be like, oh man, that's your wedding band. I can't take that from you. They're not going to. That's not how society is now. Society generally, I hate to say this, is out for themselves. The reason I know this, even today, I stopped and helped someone with gas. They ran out of gas on the side of the road. I felt bad for him. He said he was waiting for a friend to show up 2.5 hours. I ended up going, getting him some gas and bringing it back to him. I didn't want to see the guy stranded, you know. So when you see stuff like that, you just got to think and ask yourself different angles. Will people really want gold and silver? I'm convinced, yeah, they will. They'll understand the value of it. They'll still want food. There'll be people that will trade. If all you got is rice and I got beans and you want to trade half for half, I'll do that. But I'd prefer if you have silver or gold, I'll take that. So with that being said, I don't want the video to go over since I already shot it over once because I ran out of time. So thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Leave me a comment. Let me know your thoughts. I love to hear them. And I will see you guys again tomorrow. Y'all have a great day. One day this week, I will probably be doing a live stream in the evening. And if you don't see a video go up in the morning, you just see like a short, like a 15-20-second video, then that's the plan for that night. So with that being said, I will try to give you guys a notice the day before, if I can. I thank you all for watching. I hope to see you guys all on T-Square Talk, and you guys have a great night. Take care, everybody. And don't forget to hit that thumbs up. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye-bye.